Top 8 times the Kardashians caused their own scandals. In 2021, it'll finally be time to not keep up with the Kardashians. And if we're being honest here, this was long overdue. The Kardashian-Jenner clan are full of people, both male and female, who have caused nothing but problems and yet get praised like it's nothing at all, even though it honestly is. Plus, much of the reason that they're famous is that they're infamous because of the things they do, and many of the scandals that have rocked the family were partly because of themselves. So, allow us to show you the top 8 times the Kardashians caused their own scandals. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. 8. The tape. Of course, we're starting with Kim Kardashian. Who else would go first in this family? In many ways, this was the Kardashian scandal that started it all. In 2002, Kim Kardashian made a sex tape with her then-boyfriend Ray J. In 2007, Vivid Entertainment released the tape as Kim Kardashian Superstar. Kim initially tried to stop the release of the tape, but eventually settled for a reported $5 million. According to TMZ, the video has been watched more than 200 million times. And that right there is proof of everything that the Kardashians have going on. Because the tape caused a scandal, she got paid a lot for it getting out, allowed it to stay out, has been watched 200 million times, and of course, she got more popular because of it. Plus, you almost have to wonder if she did make that tape not so they could watch later, which is creepy, but because she hoped it would get out. With that family, it's honestly hard to tell. 7. The Kardashian card. No, we didn't misspell this one. This was a real thing that was truly stupid from start to finish, which of course means it's perfect for the Kardashian clan. In 2010, Kourtney, Kim, and Khloe introduced the Kardashian card, a prepaid credit card produced in collaboration with MasterCard, which, being objective, is kind of fine. They were banking in on their fame, they knew their fans would want to get it, and it would bring more attention to MasterCard, so everyone wins, right? Wrong. You see, most credit cards have fees or high interest rates that you have to pay if you get it, which is fair to the card dealer per se, but in the case of this card, or card, we guess, the fees were so high that it was just not logical to go and get them. Plus, remember, their biggest fans were teens and young adults, the kind of people that would totally get this card because of who was branded on it, and that's not the kind of thing they need to have to start their next phase of life. Not surprisingly, there was a lot of backlash, and as a result, the card was cut up completely. Okay? 6. The marriages of Kim Kardashian. We wish we were making this one up, but we're not. And to be clear, we're leaving Kanye West mostly off this entry because we'll be getting to him later. Promise. Anyway, Kim Kardashian is known for many things. The tape, which we talked earlier about, is one, but one of the other big things is that she's not above using dating and marriage to go and get herself some notoriety and fame all at the same time. She's even used their TV show to paint herself as the victim and get sympathy from viewers. A classic example of this was her 72-day marriage with Kris Humphries. Kris was a player in the NBA, and the moment they started dating, he got a lot more attention. And the NBA got even more viewers for a time because Kim K was at the games, and at the time, her family's show was like top dog in certain respects. However, despite being married in August of 2011, by October of 2011, she filed for divorce, and though it wasn't finalized until 2013, this whole thing reeked of a setup, especially because they reshot certain scenes for the show so that Kris would not only be in them, but Kim would have an open forum, if you will, to talk about how he was the reason for the divorce. Except, he wasn't. She was. And it's been proven in various ways, not the least of which was that around the time before the divorce, she had already been getting cozy with future husband Kanye West. Like we said, the whole situation stunk, and because of that, the family and Kim got a lot of heat, which they absorbed and, of course, turned to their benefit, because of course they did. Oh, and if you think we're exaggerating about Kim using dating and marriage to get fame, ask Nick Lachey. She dated him once and he wanted it low-key, and yet he noted to reporters after they broke up that they would go to the movie theater and no one would bother them, but then they would get out and a media frenzy would happen. Why did that happen? Kim, of course. 5. Quick trim. Before they got deals with companies like Balmain and Calvin Klein, the Kardashians shilled for diet pill company Quick Trim. In 2012, Kim, Khloe, and Kourtney were named in a $5 million lawsuit against the company that alleged the marketing advertised misleading results. While they did settle the suit, it was still another black eye for them. But then again, they didn't care. They got money, and that's all they really cared about. As for the diet pill, this is sadly a very common thing that happens in the dietary industry. Most products, like Quick Trim, aren't allowed to be tested by the FDA because of congressional interference due to payoffs by those diet companies, and thus they can't be fully vetted before they go onto the shelves. So the Kardashians being part of a scandal like this, we're not surprised at all. 4. Khloe's headwear. It's not surprising that the Kardashians and the Jenners like to put various items on their heads to better suit a situation or a party or what have you. But for Khloe, she seems to have a rather hard time differentiating between fashionable attire and insulting to various cultures. Because in one case, she wore a Native American headpiece for a Coachella-themed party, which just sounds wrong on every level. And of course, she got called out on it. Then, later on, she went to Dubai and wore a niqab, which is the traditional headpiece of certain Middle Eastern countries. Fans and those cultures honestly weren't happy about this because she wasn't doing it to be respectful, she was doing it to be fashionable. Then, after the niqab incident, she actually did a cultural appropriation episode on the show. Because of course she did. 3. The wheelchair shoot. Oh, you thought it was only the pure Kardashians who went and got themselves into scandals of their own making? Not even close. Kylie Jenner is notorious for making her own scandals because she thought they would be good ideas at the time. An all-time classic was when she did a photo shoot for the magazine known as Interview. That, in and of itself, is obviously fine, as the Kardashian-Jenner clan love to grace covers. The problem here is that Kylie wore a very skimpy outfit while sitting in a wheelchair. Yeah, that's not realistic at all. And as many noted, this was pretty insulting to those in wheelchairs, because Kylie's not disabled, nor would any wheelchaired person wear that kind of outfit. But, of course, both Kylie and Interview defended the photo because it was an homage to an artist. We highly doubt that. 2. Kylie's cars. Sticking with Kylie, the self-made billionaire, which is so laughable it hurts, she has a bad habit of buying things to such excess that she gets called out on it a lot, and for good reason. A great example of this was her separation with Travis Scott, who is the father of her child, Stormi. Anyway, after their very public breakup, she decided to go and party like there was no tomorrow, and then, when she went and wanted even more, she bought a pair of Porsches that each cost, reportedly, over $100,000. When she bragged about them on social media, comments flowed in about how she could have used that money to help food banks or help those in Los Angeles in need instead of feeding her own ego. She bit back at this, and the followers bit back even harder. 1. Kanye. Now, sure, some of you would say, wait, he's just married into the Kardashian clan, not from it. But we never said it was just the main members of the family who caused their own scandals. Kanye and his bipolar disorder has led to many scandals via his various outbursts. And while it's fair that the family wants to help him, if you read the various reports afterwards, you'll see that sources say that Kim K and the family are quote-unquote doing their best to get him help and that they're quote-unquote doing all they can to support him throughout this time, which means they're using Kanye's mental illness to make themselves seem great. No, really, look at the results. Kim went from being Kim K to the sympathetic mother of Kanye's children. Right. So, what do you think? What do you think of this look at the various times the Kardashians and Jenners caused their own scandals in part or in whole and yet totally reaped the rewards via the fame that it brought them? Are you glad that their biggest spotlight is about to be taken away from them? Which of these scandals do you think perfectly embodies the Kardashians and the Jenners? Which one did you sympathize with them for? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.